There we go, so everything has now had its first coat of Pour 15. It's all dried, and that's how you make a grown man cry. Spill a whole tin of very expensive paint on the floor. So there's nothing really overly exciting happening at the moment. Just put all the refurbed parts in the back of the bus, so hopefully I'll get to reassemble them very shortly. And I've just been cleaning down all the bolts that I'm going to need at that stage of it. Just been soaking them in a bit of gunk for a little while and cleaning them down with an old school method of a wire wheel and a drill. Just sit them inside a suitably sized nut in a vise. So that was a little bit testing, but I managed to get that wire junction in for the heater pipe there. And if you remember, I actually modified it so it goes in 2 halves, so it's easily to take out further along down the line if needed to. I've actually got a new coupling and bushing to go in next, so let's try and get this thing out. Lucky enough I can access this while all the engine and gearbox is out. I think that's going to prove a little bit difficult to get out. I'm sure it's got a lot of slop in there as well. Looks like it's pulled right through that bushing. So it definitely needs changing anyway. Let's try and get it out. Right, that coupling's in there now, and to be honest, I'm not very keen on it. There seems to be quite a lot of slop on that shaft there. What do you reckon? So yeah, I'm still not happy with that new coupling, so I'm going to clean down the original cage, insert the rubbers from the new part, and go with that. I mean, this piece is going straight in the bin, to be honest with you. Hopefully the rubbers, well, it says made in Germany on it, but even the grub screw hasn't got the hole for the safety wire, so what a waste of time that was. So the old coupling with the new rubbers in there fits absolutely perfect. And I found that it was the centre pin, the old centre pin that passes through the shaft. Seems to be of a better quality, slightly wider diameter that fits in there like a glove. Just been getting a little bit carried away in this engine compartment now. I won't show you too much of it, but there's a few areas that I want to smooth out, so I've just thrown some dolphin glaze down, waiting for that to dry. Hopefully one day I'll be able to lift the lid of the engine bay and be a little bit proud of what's in there. And I've also got the rear bearing carrier back for the offside, and if you remember, I sheared off a bolt that holds the brake cylinder down, and I snapped so many drill bits trying to get that out, and the position that I was in was real hard for me to keep the drill straight, so I was a little bit worried about damaging the thread inside. But since I ended up removing everything anyway off the back of the bus, I was able to take it to my old man's place where he was able to set it up nice and straight in the mill, and drilled and tapped it. Just having to do a little bit of a clean up as well on these backing plates, as the location pin has a little bit of trouble sitting inside of there, so I'm also cleaning this surface up where it's just going to be butting up against it. I've just dug the firewall out and cleaned it down, got all the oil off of it, and sanded it down with 240 grit paper, and I'm thinking that I'll probably keep it like that, to be honest with you. I mean, there's spots of rust all over the place, but I'll colour sand it back and give it a clear coat. I think that'll look good. Right then, so I'm going to end it there now for today. That's a good few hours already invested in this whole area, and there's going to be a few more, I'll tell you, just to make it look a little bit more decent. I know it's never going to be perfect. I mean, there's lumps and bumps all over the place from be it previous repairs or paint levels, seam sealer and whatnot, but at least I can try and get it looking a little bit more better. I'm going to go ahead and order some 5mm sound deadening for this ceiling portion, and I'm going to get some new seam sealer and some Lotus white paint, so that'll be the final coat that you'll see in here eventually. And if anyone knows the precise location of where the two holes are meant to be drilled in this part here, I mean, I've got one on the opposite side which is not going to be used obviously. My wiring loom comes through here, and also the battery cable also, so if you do know the exact location of where I've got to drill those two holes, that'd be quite handy. You can give me some measurements or something like that, that'd be great.